Okay, so on the back of those two, it's Clam Blitz time. Blackbelly Skatepark's, well, you know, an interesting Clam Blitz map. It's not very far to go from the middle to the basket. It's not quite the same as it being easy, but you know, certainly if the defenders aren't watching, it's very, very straightforward for people to just zip around the map and get in there. So the previous two maps have required, you know, that sort of sustained deep offensive in order to set a good score. You know, Clams sometimes needs that just as a function of how the mode works, but Blackbelly, you know, certainly it's much easier to reach the basket there than it is to get that tower knockout in Inkblot, or to get the Rainmaker all the way to the podium in Manta. So I think this one is going to test not quite so much how people can endure on offensive, more an idea of just, you know, how they're able to deal with a big open map. Let's see how they approach. Oh wow, so both teams opting for an Explosher, and in the case of Kocrotsus, they're keeping their ball points flat lane. It's a very long-range loadout. Larks, they're going for a second bubble weapon with the Cancer Splattershot Jr. Meanwhile, we've only got the one bubbles on Thank Justice Friday's side, with Travis sticking to an Zap, although a different flavor than that, and Carl sticking with the No, in fact, that's a custom Explosher on Peps. That's no bubbles at all on Thank Justice Friday. Let's see how they run. We've got early splat advantage going to... Oh, no, really. Perhaps somewhat ill-advised jump there. Poplio's got a power clan ready, and I think we're going to see, yeah, the super jump to the back of Ali. And there we go. You get an early power clan in, but Peps doesn't have any small clans. And in fact, no one on the entire team does. That Baller comes out, Boom's been taken out, but unfortunately only one small clan got in the basket for that elimination. Still, and that, no, an immediate counterattack. Where's this happening? Oh, okay, that must have just been a single sneaky, unsupported super clan. Nonetheless, you know, we'll see. Sometimes it's good to have that momentum, just to prevent a follow-up. Of course, that means each team now has a Pity Clam safe underneath its basket. We've got 2 sets of bubbles ready on Kocrotsus' side. Their Clam Harvest is not the best. It could certainly, like, there's room for it to improve. Never mind there, we've got the Pity Clam picked up, we've got a fresh set of clams harvested. They're ready to roll. They did lose their ball point, but they've still got 2 bubbles charged. They've got reasonable control of mid. I would expect to see them try a play. And Tab indeed pulls out that inkjet to create an opening, does take out that custom blaster, and indeed Larks is going in with bubbles, but completely surrounded. We do get the break on the basket, but Larks is trapped in the bubbles, manages to take one out, but then, oh no, the rest of Kocrotsus. Oh no, Boom coming in. We'll see. There's a big, no, there we go, Boom, there we go. Oh, perhaps the Super Clam got lost, or perhaps the penalty got paid up a lot. So this is a good offensive going here. We've got a second set of bubbles coming out. Rather than being needed to open it up, they're potentially going to allow it to sustain. Oh, there we go. That momentary complete wipe. TJIF, you know, they really needed that. That could have gotten much uglier. You know, Croc had potential for many more clams to come in there. The basket was going to be open for a good long while, and there were still some of those bubbles lingering around. So it's very good for TJIF that they were able to just prevent that. Still, they're playing from a significant score disadvantage now. One power clam is only going to get them to... Oh, I can never do the 11s. Whatever 77 minus 9 is. 68. So they're going to need after that not only a second power clam, but a decent number of small clams as well. And Kocrotsus aren't giving them time to breathe. They're coming straight in, just chucking that power clam in there to get people's attention. And in fact, Tab's just going through, taking out Peps. The power clam's gone, although Bros does have a second one ready, and Larks has got made another power clam. So Croc clearly realizing that if they want to win here, they need to stay on the offensive, and they need to just prevent TJIF from really getting an opportunity to try anything. Travis now managing to zip through, runs into Boone and unfortunately gets, I think, possibly pseudo one-shotted. They might have taken enough ink damage that the 90 from the Explosher was an instant splat. Very unfortunate for them. They've just got to abandon that power clam. And once again, we've got double bubbles charged and waiting on Crot's side. They're not pulling him out for these momentary tactical advantages. However, with Tab going down, that's going to complicate their advance. And indeed, Larks gets a little bit overeager and gets taken out by that blaster. Poplio's using those missiles there, realizing the X-Boss has got a splat. And they do now have a decent stash of clams. They're not, unfortunately, able to stay 4 up, so they are going to need to find another angle of attack. Their only score to date was from an early push. Didn't really manage to get any momentum. Poplio now going for the super jump to the basket. They do get it open, and no, stay alive in fact. But the clam harvest is not looking great. We've got only one person, kept coming in with clams, and it's not going to be enough to get the overtake, so they need more. They've got 2 clams, and that's still not enough. So at this point, what they really need to do now, unfortunately, is abandon this attack. Unless they can keep on going even longer, they need 3 more clams after this one goes in. Because they're not going to... No, now, in fact, the overtime's going to mess them over. Unless they can make a new power clam very quickly, they're just going to lose on time. Oh, that must be heartbreaking. We've got another one there under the basket with 4 regular clams. Would have been enough to get the overtake, but just a tiny bit too late in order to put them in. No one there to stop them, just the clock working against them. Oh, that must feel agonizing.